Hello, everybody. Fearmy Games here with the next part of the Kingdom of Cimmeria campaign using the divide et Imperamon. Last episode, we finally took Phrasma and Ganzak from the Seleucids. Looks like they're bidding a full retreat, maybe all the way back to Ecbatana. If that's the case, then we have a little issue to deal with. But if they are running even further away, then we're good for us. What the success has meant, however, is that either we need to move this army east and help with taking the settlements of Ecbatana, or we don't need to, and we could just cut further into the Seleucids in the center and just leave this guy to hold Ganzak and Phrasma and hope for the best. As things stands right now, right, we just have this army kind of sitting here, moving the way through. Hopefully, soon enough, our Hellenic culture will take over the Armenian culture. Eventually, but today is not that day. I'm gonna move to the border here, and then I'm just going to plop down here and wait until my army finishes replenishing. I believe I decided that I was going to move this army out. No, I moved it so that way there wouldn't be public order penalties. Let's recruit our next thing of war elephants. Or elephants. So what are the cultures here? Persian, Armenian, and Hellenic in the region. I guess the Armenian was from Samosata. Then once that war elephant's done, we'll take Thapsakos, and then the Thapsakos, I think I'm leaning towards taking Palmyria before going back east. Especially with this army coming out of Catra, we'll basically surround Edessa, and I'll be able to like swing in and take it, no problem. That's my thinking, at least. Basically, cut it, like, vastly increase in the size of our territory. Yeah, I can safely say though, as time goes by, I think I'm gonna initiate the change capital. I think, because we need to have our capital be in the center of the empire, and right now our capital is a bit far away from the center. I don't know how to initiate it. Let's use their button here. Well, actually, one thing I do need to check is what's everyone's loyalty. I can't secure your loyalty because it's already been secured too recently, and you already hate me. Let's see. In that moment when I'm trying to initiate something that I don't understand how it works. Yeah, I don't know how to do this. I'll figure this out some other time, I guess, because it won't let me change. At least I don't see an obvious thing saying changing my starting look at my location. It does look. See, our Purium is minus 20% to minus 20 diplomacy to all factions. Increased construction costs for public order penalties due to local presence of foreign cultures. Tiny increase in influence per turn for your political faction. Increased cost of political actions, plus 50% of a political incident occurrence, plus 5% upkeep for armies, and more empire maintenance. Unfortunate fact there. I'm not gonna. I feel like changing the capital is gonna be so easy that I'm like, how did I not realize this already? But today is not that day. Okay. Alright, so that army's just plopped over there doing just fine, keeping the public order all nice and happy. Same over here. Alright, we'll just enter because there's nothing else we can do right now. Nothing else to build, nothing else to replenish. This army did a good job scaring off that enemy army, so I'm going to move it more over here. This army doesn't actually seem to be needed anymore to keep Siracena happy. So I'm thinking what I might do in a couple in a turn or two is I'm going to shift it to the west and start rebuilding it from the ground up to actually be a reasonable army. Because right now it's just, we need an army to defend our northern border, fast, fast, fast kind of a situation. That's kind of how that army came to be, and it's kind of just been there this whole time. But I don't see a further enemy army. So one thing I could do is I could try agent spamming him to try and stop his movement, potentially, and can't get him to him before he gets near the city, but I don't think that'll happen. So I think we're just going to be at impasse for now with this region, and we're going to focus more westward. We're on the western part of the Seleucids. That way we can stop some enemies from take the territory from us. Or I should say, take territory before we can take it ourselves. He's attacking Ganzak. And apparently we could just auto-resolve and we'd win very easily. But that doesn't sound all that sporting. So I'm thinking of just fighting it out. And see what happens. We might lose because we control it ourselves, but even if that happens, I honestly think it's more interesting for you guys if I fight it out. I think if I was playing by myself, I might have auto-resolved it, but with that high of an advantage, I think it's worth fighting for. One thing I do love is how most battles against enemy armies are actually with full stacks, which means that numbers are equal, which means strategy and unit quality is all that matters. They do have bronze shield pikemen, which are probably better than my pikemen. And of course, my hoplites won't be able to hold very well against the pikemen. So I think I'm going to try doing is I'm not going to hold a... Oh, actually. I was about to say I'm not going to hold a solid line, but now that I think about it, I kind of have to just hold a solid line and hope that they hold long enough for reinforcements to come. They don't die before reinforcements arrive. Because that's all I can really do because of how weak they are. Yeah, it's basically all that this garrison can do. And we just have to wait for my army to arrive. The army is marching across the reinforcing barrier. This is me desperately trying to get my guys in a nice line here. Do I only have 2 hoplites? So desperately, basically, just trying to run my guys into formation here. My friends over here are under attack. Here I am desperately trying to get my reinforcing armies into some sense of cohesion. I'm going to try and run these guys first. I'm going to get this entire group here. I'm going to lock this formation group. And I'm going to run them. As you can see, our men are holding for now because they are hoplites, even if they are weakened against enemy cavalry. Hopefully, our cav force can make it in time to try and impact this battle. But they're across the map, and I don't know how long these hoplites will hold against the overwhelming enemy force. Here's what I'm going to try doing. I'm going to try doing something like this. My archers are doing their best. But my citizen hoplites are already starting to falter. Run, men, run! I ordered you to run. Why are you walking? Run! Fly, you fools! The capture point will only hold for so long. Come on, this is a battle against, this is entirely a race against time. I want the axemen to come more over here. Actually, yeah, that'll be fine. And then another one over here. Okay. And my hoplites are gonna move here. And the next closest is going to go down here. Boom! Right into their backs. Our citizen hoplites are starting to falter. Our main phalanxes, though, are holding. How are we losing this? There's no... Oh, there's barely a... They have a toe touching it, and that's enough to start getting this captured? That's ridiculous. That was a nice rear charge into the behinds. We need to get our calf free as soon as possible. Those guys are surviving a lot longer than I expected them to. Our archers are almost in position until their positions start firing. I don't know. Oh, come on, my melee troops are so slow. How is this guy outrunning my cav? Like, that's actually ridiculous. This is... Dang it. They've captured the capture point. I don't know how many points they still need. It doesn't tell me how many points are left. We have one last hoplite that was holding. Criminy. There we go. Now it's trying to lose decisively at last. I desperately ran that guy in, but I don't want him to die. But he doesn't have to. I'm gonna start falling back our archers, that way they actually have a fighting chance now. Recapturing the capture point. This guy's about to die. I told you to attack. There we go. Alright, what's the situation over here? A little bit more chaotic than I had planned over here, but I think it's doing the trick just fine. Nice job, Axeman. You did a great job. Okay. So what looks like over here is about to be won. I don't know how much of the 7 is actually in melee. I'm going to try and pull it back and reorganize it better. So these guys' entire job is just to hold as much as they can while we recapture the victory point. Meanwhile, over here, I'm sending in most of my cav. I'm going to send the one in the back, though, over here to try and deal with the enemy this way, to just break them. You know, the Axemen here, they're tired. No, they're active, actually, but they're not running for some reason. Yeah, they just got rear charges about to be flanked as well. You're only active. Stop acting like you're very tired, okay? Now let's keep up the fight. I'm gonna pull these guys back. Let these guys just finish these guys off. Okay, we made it in time. Thankfully, the garrison held just long enough for us to arrive. Good on the garrison. Good on them. Alright, now we're just gonna recycle charge these guys. Nice rear charge there. Army loss is kicking in. Our archers got pretty obliterated there because the cav ended up charging them, and I didn't move them out because I actually kind of wanted them where they were, if I'm being entirely honest with you guys. It did mean that archers took a lot more damage than they needed to, but I think they should be able to replenish no problem. And what is nice, with this army defeated, I can now keep up the advance over here. The reason why I was stalled was because I didn't want to take on an army and a city garrison at the same time. Thankfully, besides my archers, my army was basically untouched. Mostly due to the fact that my melee troops are so strong and mighty that, you know, they just were able to just swamp the enemy. My pikemen didn't really end up doing too much. Even though, like, I figured they'd actually get there fast in the hoplites because they don't seem to be heavy, all that heavy. I actually need to check to see what kind of pikemen they are. But, you know, our hoplites are heavy spears, so I was expecting them to not be as fast, but they're actually faster. Roughly. I'm not surprised that our axemen and our spearmen being so fast, though. Enslaves the captives. Become part of my money-making machine. Oh! Oh! Why? Run. Fly, you fools! I was not expecting to see that. But did the big army just leave the two weak armies to die? Is that what just happened there? Well, we'll find out. Looks like that army is back. Looks like I just need to keep this guy plopped on the bridge to stop them from coming. I mean, I don't know if tonight's actually would have a problem holding because it's a full garrison, but I don't know. I'm not going to risk it if I can help it. But there we go. What is this? Hire an important character or refuse and gain political favor. Let's hire the important character. Why not? Alright, let's finish off this little army here so they don't have a chance to replenish themselves. I like how just kneecap to the throat and the sword to the throat. I love that. Kill the enemy. Their honor for being able to escape my wrath. That looks like there's not enough manpower here to actually replenish. Unfortunate. Let's see. Army. So there is. So the Sons of Ray are there. We're gonna plop this guy in Tushpa. They're not gonna be happy about it, but you know they're being more unhappy if they're all killed. So at least I imagine that'd be the case. So I think they should have to suck it up. Alright, we're gonna take Tapsakos, the last settlement we need to have that whole province to ourselves. Unfortunately, no way to replenish. I'm actually surprised that's the case, though. Is the Hellenic going down or up? I actually didn't need to check. Actually, Hellenic culture's going down. I wonder if it must be something to do with what the Seleucids are doing. I'm going to use my champion to scout the situation over here before I make a decision. I might need to fall back to Gunzak, depending on what the situation is. See, anything I can build. It looks like everything's maxed out as I can make it right now. So I'm gonna move this guy over here again to counter, and then once, if he pulls back, great. If he doesn't, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fall back to Tanais over there, and I'm actually going to rebuild this army as a full army. Completely remake it. That way, it's actually strong instead of just being like, you know, I'm here. If you know what I mean. Okay. This will be fun. I think the obstacles will probably just be an auto-resolve, considering how weak that should be just a small garrison and against a full stag army, but we'll see how much the percentage is. If the percentage is too high, then we'll just have to fight it out manually to try and reduce the losses. We want to make sure we take as little losses as possible. Looks like they sent a spy in to see what the situation is in Tushpa. I don't know what that guy's trying to do, but he's suspicious. Yep, he's going to try and attack Ganzak. I'm going to try holding Ganzak. I'm just going to plot my army in there and just hold. I think I can hold it, so I don't see a reason. I think I can, even with the garrison's extremely weak as it is. I'm 99% sure I can just hold it against their army. I've held it against I've almost won against worse odds, so. The Scythians look like they're also eyeing to attack me too. We might have to deal with the barbarians to the north soon enough. Alright. So yeah, it looks like our northern border, which has been so far peaceful for the most part, is about to get a little bit more chaotic. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fall back to Ganzak, and I'm going to hold here. I don't want to give up Ganzak. And I'm going to march over here and be threatening, as threatening as I can be with this army. And then I'm going to attack here. Yeah, apparently it's a 90% chance of victory. Let's see, if I auto-resolve it, how many do I lose? 70. I only have 76% of my forces. I think I can do better. So we're going to fight it. Okay, so we have Galatian swordsmen. So the way this is going to work is because we don't have any phalanx units or pike units to counter their phalanx units. What we're going to do instead is I'll let you decide on find the field. I was actually thinking that I'd have the advantage. Well, actually I have advantage on the field too because I'm a lot more mobile than they are. But I was hoping to fight in the middle. That way I can use my elephants to maximum potential at a choke point. But we'll see. Okay, so the force is behind us and in the center. So my key thing to strategy is the fact that we're a lot more mobile than them. That's our primary advantage. That's how the Romans beat the Greeks. They were just more mobile and adaptive than they were. For a second, I thought he had a white beard and hair from a distance. I zoomed in. Oh, he just has a turban on. So how many Syrian archers actually are there compared? They're the same number, right? They're just differently lined up? Yeah. Yeah, these guys have nice orderly lines, their armor and stuff. And then these guys are a little bit more like grouped together, not quite as orderly.
Deadly missiles ready. Have your archers.
It looks like that's as like as light as they go. These guys stretch out a lot more. So a bit of a difference is there. Interesting, though. Interesting. Okay. So, our center, we're not going to use our Galatian swords. They're going to be more of our flanking units. We're going to use, as our center, we're going to use our Galatian levies, as they are actually probably the tankiest units that we got in this for our center. Is they have a nice 19 melee defense, even if their armor's piss poor compared to some of our other units. It's not to the end of the world. And then I'm going to use my Thracian, my Galatian swords on either side, because I need my thoraxes on the flanks to help cover the against the enemy cavalry as much as possible, at least. So the question is, where do I want my swordsmen? I think I'll put my this Seleucid swordsman over here. I'll make this flank slightly longer. And have these guys slightly backing out to get ready to help intercept enemy cavalry. Spread a little bit more out my archers in the middle here. Put my other one over here again, a little bit more at an angle and off to the side. And then we're going to do 1, 2 on this flank. Oops. 1, 2. 1 and 2. And then what we're going to do is we're actually going to have our elephants in the middle. So I think they'll be good for charging behind and through my troops. And with using my melee infantry as supports. I think that'll be the most effective use of them against what the enemy has. I think that's what basically we're going to do. This is going to be our bulk of our army. That's going to be grouped together nicely. It's going to advance together. Meanwhile, my cav are going to be a bit more flexible. 2 on the right, 3 on the left. Okay. Okay, you over there. You here. I do like to look at the Galatians. Honestly, one thing I love about this thing... Oh, no. Don't change. Back in formation, man. Back in formation. Oops, slightly. Oh, no. Oh, no, the angle's not right. There we go. I'm going to start speeding things up. This one needs to run to catch up because it's a bit behind now. As if I accidentally did. Oops, I accidentally swapped flanks on my cav again. Oopsies. The reason why I had them rush there is just because they had my accent. They slightly off from the rest of the group. So the enemy will have the advantage of the hoplites. I'm actually not going to charge. I'm actually going to try softening them up with my ranged units. That's a bit of a 50-50 chance really of being effective. I think that's going to be the best thing to try. I'm about to start this into normal speeds. Yep, getting into normal speeds now. The enemy is actually uphill from us. I did not realize that until just now. So my archers have the range and they're firing at the enemy. The Greek hoplites aren't, and we can make use of our fact that we have javelins in our favor. Trying to use this guy to intercept as best I can. Oh my cav I was not paying attention with at all. They got a really good charge off because I wasn't paying attention. And then now we're going to try and engage our elephants. I'm going to pull back my general. At least he should have been pulled back. I don't think he actually listened to me. into their flanks there. What's the situation over here? Looks like it's about even. I'm going to move my general over here to assist. That one's going to break, so I'm going to actually start moving this away over here. Oh, I can kill elephants. I'd rather not do that. Now the elephants, along with my men, are doing a pretty good job here of causing problems for the enemy, I feel. They're actually focusing a lot more on my baggage train than I expected, which is good for me, bad for them. Our cav is a lot more effective on the right flank, thankfully, due to the fact that there's no woods there. Which means that our rear charges are being a lot more effective on this flank. What's the situation over here? You're doing just fine. That guy's about to break. When that guy breaks, we can turn the enemy. Yep, that guy broke. Have him squish over here. These guys have their back turned to my archers, which means they're just getting obliterated by them. Awesome, that guy just broke. Perfect. And victory is ours. 25% of my men lost. Push! I give you only 245 men. Less than 10%. Screw you, auto-resolve. Their elephants did exactly what I was hoping they would do. They got a lot of kills and made sure my center was nice and strong. And my flanks, we just casually beat with their cavalry, because they only had 2 units of cav. In their basic cav. And then once we beat them, we were able to just wrap around, kill the enemy archers, flank, and get some nice kills. And it was a very good job having my Thuriel spears there, because it allowed me to really fast just break up the enemy cav as well. And our archers all got a nice amount of kills. Our Galatian swordsmen, almost all of them at 100 apiece. And of course our levies did exactly what I need them to. I need them to be our firm center to hold, and to assist the elephants. And they did exactly that. If we begin the war in haste, we'll have many delays before we end it, owing to our lack of preparation. The name I was too slow to read. It was like Archidamus, I think, something like that. I could liberate it, but I want it, so I'm occupying it. So I already have Tarsos with this. I don't need 2 of them, so I'm just going to dismantle this. Visk is costing me food, so I'm going to demolish this. I do appreciate the reduction in the increase to bonus morale. But I don't have a way to fix the food problem, though. Increased replenishment of troops. Reduced upkeep. Perfect. So yeah, we're just going to have to demolish this. Now We take Thapsakos. Another province is ours, team. Gonzak might be under threat next turn, which is a bit of a concern. Unfortunately, they're just now replenishing, too. So, means that my archers will be wounded. My melee troops are largely unaffected by that previous battle. We are now threatening to take Hatra, or we can go around and attack them from behind if Gonzak is lost. Because even if I lose Gonzak, I'm pretty confident that I will be able to threaten them, and I'll be able to. I'm enough of a threat that they will be very wounded and barely have won that battle. So I've demolished Thapsakos buildings, hopefully consuming the food. And with any luck, that will fix the problem. I might need to make even more food creation stuff, though, because I think even with this gone, my food will barely be equal. I'll need to build more farmsteads, I think. Yeah, the farming town here only has a grain pit. A granary, which is nice, but doesn't provide as much food as some of the options I have. I would, once I get a chance to upgrade this one, I plan to make another food thing, I think. Alright, let's see. I can upgrade this now, a stadia, to further increase public order and increase wealth from culture. Several town, what is it? Just for both from all sources. It's not a bad thing, though. Is there anything that gives me more money for without all the negatives? Let me look at the building stuff real fast. Oh, I can change. There's change capital. Tushpa, you've been promoted. Tushpa's been promoted as now the capital of the nation. Boom. Easy as pie. I don't know how well that's going to affect everything else in terms of politic loyalty. Oh my god, his loyalty is like nothing. And now our capital is Tushpa, which will start slowly becoming Hellenic. And now it's the capital. There's even more reasons to protect it. Yeah, this one's still a good money-making opportunity, though, so I'm definitely not going to abandon it. It's just not as important. This army, though, I do actually need to move over to Tanais ASAP. Because I'm not a big fan of the look of this army, either. There's a lot of things threatening us to our northern border that concerns me. Well, guys, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the episode here. I'm going to do the entrance sequence while I do everything. If you guys like the video, feel free to press that like button down below, or Rumble if you're on Rumble. Subscribe to see more of my content, and comment down below with any you guys want to talk about, but try and keep it civil, please. And I will also try to reply to your comments if you are on Rumble or YouTube. BitChute, as far as I know, doesn't message me if you guys comment, so I don't know if you guys do. But take care, everybody. Thank you guys so much.